Ahead of the holiday weekend, as the New York City Police Department now reportedly puts in place its most comprehensive counterterrorism effort to date for a July 4th event, even though, as far as we know, there has been no specific or credible threat.
We will be scanning social media with our intelligence analysts, and this is important because some groups, particularly ISIS, have been very active in social media.
At some level here, as we're joined now by Steve Rogers, retired lieutenant and detective with the Nutley, New Jersey Police Department, for some insight and analysis. At some level, if you think about it, is it possible with all of these resources that are in radioactive detectors out on the water, radioactive detectors along the shore, all of the helicopter surveillance, is it possible to stop, though, a dedicated lone wolf terrorist who wants to carry out some kind of attack?
It's virtually impossible to say we are going to stop every possible attack. However, I could tell you this, and Fox has been great about this, getting the message out. If you see something, say something.
As we saw today.
Yes, and as we saw a few days ago right outside your studios on 47th Street. Someone saw something, they said something, and the police converged on the scene. Extraordinary response. So the entire American public is now engaged in this war on terrorism.
You think about the entire American public being engaged. At some level, is this what ISIS wants, though? All of a sudden, we hear that July 4th celebrations have been canceled at some Air Force bases over in the UK and those kinds of things. Isn't what a terrorist organization wants to do is change our way of life?
Well, they would like to do that, but they're not succeeding. Look, they're succeeding at getting us very angry. And what's going to happen, I believe, sooner or later, is that the President of the United States is going to have to wake up and he's going to have to say, you know what, we're going to have to fight them on their territory, decapitate them in Iraq and Syria, and do the job. So look, yeah, a couple of events have been canceled. They probably had credible evidence that there could be an imminent attack. But guess what? New York City, Chicago, San Francisco. I could go down the list of cities, and then thousands of communities across America are celebrating the 4th of July.
And we're being told that in a number of those cities, there's now FBI command centers being set up at field offices, those kinds of things, just in case there is a possibility of attack. What we saw today at the Washington Navy Yard, that massive and overwhelming police response, has all the billions of dollars been spent since 9/11 mean that agencies are really able to respond effectively in the face of some kind of attack?
Absolutely. We have not seen that before. What you saw was an extraordinary response. You had your air assets, sea assets, ground assets, local police, county police, state police, and federal law enforcement agencies come together within minutes, coordinate an effective teamwork effort to secure that base.
Very interesting. As you look at in terms of the threat assessment going forward, we went from Al-Qaeda, which was focused on these huge, spectacular attacks. Think 9/11, think the USS Cole. Now we have ISIS, who says do what you can, where you can. There even people who are inspired by them here in the United States. Catherine Herridge is reporting that the moments from being radicalized to actually being willing to carry out an attack have gotten shortened. Is it possible to round up each and every one of these people, as the FBI has been trying to do ahead of time?
Well, again, you know, you can't expect miracles overnight, but the FBI, and I've said this for years, they are responsible for us not being attacked since 9/11 in that scale. But I could tell you this, that we're in good hands. Our military, our local law enforcement, and federal law enforcement agencies are coordinating and working together. And you know what? My message to ISIS is, you know what, sooner or later, you're going to get what you deserve.
And in the meantime, we're going to all celebrate the 4th of July.
Right. This is America.
There we go.
This is America, and we're Americans, and we're darn proud of it.
Well, as well we should be. Steve Rogers, we appreciate your insights. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.